All right.
So right after releasing one of the most anticipated character, Johnny,
Yes.
here comes one of the most dreaded characters,
Indeed.
Elphelt.
Now, for those of you who are waiting to hear my ass blown out reaction, and you didn't see me already acknowledge it in the Game Awards, my ass has been blown out. Waifu's actually back.
Elphelt Valentine!
And she... Okay. But can you keep up with the Happy Chaos guns?
This wide.
I have been completely wrong about this.
Wide.
You missed it there, so I'll reiterate it here, and you'll go looking for it again on the podcast. Yes. Completely and utterly. Super wrong.
It takes a big man to
Leaks
his boss.
still exist in shitty cell phone form, and that's the world we live in. Holy shit.
Would you believe it?
Couldn't be more wrong. What's going on with her? So, I mean, I remember her whole thing was like going to be like a goth, not a goth, a metal singer, you know, for, that was a part of her backstory when she was like a runaway bride. You can't keep the bride theme forever, admittedly. It is a pretty defining trait, but I do kind of get that in the original games, she has a whole thing where she was supposed to marry a death metal singer and then like left at the altar, and then the whole thing where she was trying to get a husband was like a big part of her Exert sign story before like all the stuff happened in Revelator and Revelator 2. As she now appears to be her own vocalist with her mic and everything like that, the design update has to change so she's not like a bride anymore. Okay. You know, which again, even in that's, she also stopped being a bride in Sign. So I just say all this to say that for those who were like, oh, why isn't she still wearing a bride outfit? It's like, well, because that part's not as relevant anymore.
Time passes.
Right? I think. But I get that like the theming of a character is like strongly identified with like a story trait like that. You know, like if she's known as like the like wedding gown character or the wedding bride character, but like if it does change, then it makes sense to update the character. Then you should do that. You know, I also think in retrospect, it can go the opposite way, where Nina Williams was never actually wearing the bridal outfit until they gave it to her later, and it became so iconic that they're like, damn, maybe we should do that again.
Wow. Okay.
Because it looks really cool. It's a cool thing to see like someone fighting in that outfit. But like Nina's like that became a more iconic thing, you know, almost than the blue outfit.
Sometimes
so
it sticks.
The basic rundown is that she felt guilty about what happened in Exert Revelator, and she started using music as an outlet. Cool.
Part of her dynamic offense. Use her unique projectiles to lock the opponent down and find an opening to unleash her overwhelming offense.
Is that a pineapple?
Miss Sharp.
Okay, but it's not the same pineapple.
It's not the same one.
Projectile forward.
So, as Lord Knight has recently recapped everybody's that might have been in the dark here, the things to be afraid of are her standing light kick, her pineapple, her shotgun stance, and then her ability to sync up her pineapple with the manual targeting sniper, right? All that shit was abusive as hell. Can she still do it?
Fires in a straight line, while the aerial version fires at a downward angle. After a set length of time, the projectile changes trajectory to home in on the opponent.
That's pretty sick.
The timing when the trajectory changes varies between the slash version and heavy slash version.
Wow.
Try finding the right times to use.
Yeah.
Back to the front.
Miss Sharp.
Okay.
Out of repair. A strike attack
set up for free zoning.
Momentum. The fast
Still has that.
startup makes it work
Butt
well
slam,
in
yeah.
combos such as Gatling combinations. Elphelt leaps forward while throwing a bomb to the ground.
That looks cool.
She can perform actions such as attacking, jumping, and dashing midair
That's it.
after the move finishes.
Add an RC in there.
Try this to launch your offense from mid-range, or as a way to shake up a defensive opponent. Chain Lollipop.
Chainsaw Lollipop?
Chain Lollipop is a string of attacks, allowing you to perform follow-ups freely with 4 special moves, starting with Here I Go.
Okay,
shape-
the first the pineapple. That's not what it used. That's a locked pineapple mix, right?
Mhm.
You get the aerial mix afterwards, but it is not a cover your bases, do whatever you want grenade.
That's good.
Significantly not as nuts, right?
Chain can continue for a set number of attacks after each special move.
Yeah, that's
There's a
Noel.
vast potential for different strings, such as going into up high after
Overhead.
Here I go, then using Here I go again.
Not a
to follow
combo.
up
Not a
with
combo. No, not a
down
combo.
low.
Not a combo.
Those
Going
weren't combo.
into
That wasn't a
up
combo.
high
It was just
after
silly, but
Here I
like if
go.
you
Overhead,
block one,
overhead,
then you go
overhead,
ahead.
overhead,
Here I go
overhead.
again
Not a
to
combo.
follow
What are
up
you
with
doing? Why are you
down
sleeping?
low.
Stand up.
And
To get our seat, my friend.
Yeah. Okay. That's gonna terrify anybody that's not paying attention. But that is not. Yeah. Okay. So the startup, and then you can go into any one of them from any one of them.
You can go from
Heavy
the
slash is the
overhead
ender, or you can go overhead, or low
and then go back to the
to the
Here I
to the
go.
start.
and then you can end with the nailed it at the end.
Yeah, you can only do an overhead or a low twice consecutively before you have to end it or go back.
Right. Okay.
So high low, or high mid, high ender. You have to create a gap. You cannot do.
And you can go from
Or-
overhead to low as well.
Yes, you can alternate.
although the number of follow-ups is limited,
Also similar to Angel from
using
KOF.
Here I go
Yeah.
resets
that's
the
good.
number available. We'll cover each special move follow-up next.
That's that's interesting because it's almost like the fighting game character pressure simplified. But as long as there's a gap, it can be challenged, right? If there was a whole long sequence here that was gapless, that's what's going to become optimal.
resets the number available. We'll cover each
Combo
special move
stopped, combo
follow-up
stopped.
next.
Yeah,
Here
on
I
every
go,
one of those overheads.
the starter special move of Chain Lollipop. Elphelt performs an attack while leaping up slightly.
Oh, plus
The
overhead on
follow-ups
block?
Up high and down low.
No,
are
there you
an
go.
Overhead and low attack, respectively, making for a great opportunity.
Where was the
Are
interruption?
an overhead and low
When
attack
the two overhead.
or crouching heavy slash. The follow-ups up high and down low
Right there.
are an overhead and low attack, respectively, making
This is if you aren't good, or if you don't understand about where openings are, you're gonna melt to a character like this. Like, if you can't tell the difference between, like, not even tell the difference at a beginner level, a character that never stops attacking seems to have no opening because you don't understand the concept of
Yeah, when you don't know.
safety and unsafe, you know?
Mm.
Much like, again, a Noel in BlazBlue, right? Where if you're at a beginner level and you don't understand where things are or what's happening, you can just get pressured indefinitely and feel like, when do I get to do anything? Because you think that all of that was one long sequence that you couldn't do anything in between, you know. But here you have to actually, I guess, know about either holding FD, DPing, or throwing a super out in between these little gaps, because this, like, otherwise this is just a perfect free easy pressure fighting game character that would be, you know, ridiculous to deal with.
Yeah. So chat is saying the interruption is on the S reset.
So when you go back to the starter,
So here I go at the beginning.
when you go back to start. Okay.
So when we're seeing that ping ping ping, that's just the same here I go one after the other.
I think she's doing into the overhead.
a follow-up attack during Chain Lollipop.
Okay, let's see.
This overhead
Yeah.
attack hits multiple times with forward momentum. Try mixing up the opponent's defense by following up high with a second overhead by using the move again.
Here I go.
Or
Low, up
connecting
high.
into down
Yeah,
low
okay.
for a low attack. Down low.
Too
A follow-up
slow.
attack
So when
during Chain Lollipop.
The gap is when they go back to the start.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
This low attack hits the opponent's feet.
And you can do it
Since
2 times in a
down
row.
low hits as a low.
And if they don't go back to the start, then they're gonna have to do the ender, and I'm assuming the ender is massively unsafe if you're not being comboed. Mid ender is -5.
Oh,
Okay.
the ender is safe? Okay.
Okay.
This move is great in combos due to the high damage. It leaves Elphelt at a distance from the opponent, even when blocked, making it difficult to punish.
Uh-huh.
This works especially well after the opponent blocks the rest of your Chain Lollipop string.
Okay.
Using Nailed It ends the Chain Lollipop sequence.
Is it super cancelable? Do you guys know?
Specials into super? I don't think so.
Or is there like by doing that, are you foregoing the ability to like do the Rekka into a super, basically? Or I mean, you can
You
RC.
can Kara cancel. Oh, you can get that.
And there you go.
that
Okay.
Meat Boy tech. Okay.
Kara cancel. Okay. Instead of the H
Ganto
ender.
da Parfeo. This huge attack unleashes a powerful explosion to the front.
Yeah, that looks insane.
As it is
Boom.
quick and invincible on startup, it can be used
Reversal.
in combos or to interrupt
Yes, sir.
the opponent's block strings.
Do you know what that
Bomb,
name
bomb.
means or is?
No, I do not.
You don't
know.
recognize? Okay.
In the air, this grab
Does not look
move
French.
attaches a powerful bomb
That
to
seems
the
more like
opponent.
Italian or something.
Mm-hmm.
After a set length of time, a follow-up attack triggers as the bomb explodes.
Ah, there you go.
After Bomb in the Air hits,
Whoa.
you can try going for a combo or mixing up the opponent with Chain Lollipop while they're focused on the upcoming explosion.
That's actually like pineapple.
Elphelt
right, in
has
some- to
access
some degree,
many
as a super
versatile
now.
Moves, starting with her potent mix-up.
You can't
tools.
jump after super freeze.
Wow. Instant. Okay.
Time, a follow-up attack triggers as the bomb explodes.
Yeah, so you do that, do the grenade, and then mix left right, pop, and then after the explosion as this combo starter, do your thing.
After Bomb in the Air hits,
Right
you can
here,
try
get the mix going.
for a combo, or mixing up the opponent with Chain Lollipop while they're focused on the upcoming explosion. Elphelt has access to many versatile moves, starting with her potent mix-up tools. Restrict the opponent's
Backdash right
movement
after it.
with her long-range
hitboxes.
standing heavy slash and Miss Charlotte. Then, make your approach with Miss Charlotte out of repair or Bomb Chocolat. Once you're in, mix up the opponent's defense with Chain Lollipop. Bomb the air when you have
Yeah.
tension gauge.
Still gotta recognize it when it happens.
With Elphelt, it all comes down to your offensive technique, and if you can keep the heat on to the end. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. That is a different character.
That is very.
That is a
that's
different character. Yeah. That is not. That is her neutral is now look. I mean, okay, they didn't go into her buttons, admittedly, but in terms of specials, that's not what she used to have to do. So interesting. How frustrating is it going to be to have a Rekka mix? You know, like
Yeah.
sometimes it's not that bad, sometimes it's awful. You know.
Let's see how dangerous it is when she gets positive bonus.
Mm-hmm.
When she locks you down, you know?
Or just like once she knows that you are looking to mash a super out in between the gapped strings, is there a way for her to like bait that, you know? Like if she like does a follow up into nothing, you know, or like what's the counterplay to knowing that you're mashing a DP out or something? If you block Rekka 1, she can bait DP. If she does start her into high or start her into low and then end her right away, is that actually a full gapless? It's 3 hits max. I see. Okay.
If she does
What-
low or high, she can't do the H ender and is punishable.
Oh, you can't go H ender after the double up. I see. I get the feeling that like fighting her or playing her, you're gonna need to know what you're looking at, right? Because you have to simplify. Anytime there's like this type of thing, like Rekka character style, you know, like even going back to like Abel, like, oh, is he gonna do the low? Is he crouching? What do I block? You know, etc. Like, there's got to be, or Leo, of course, right? Your brain has to simplify a sequence of like, block the first one this way, and then if there's different timing to the high and the low, then you can fuzzy.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know if they've made it that way. So
Seems
like
you can delay the follow-ups as well and frame trap with them.
Perhaps, yeah, to make it not too easy. Yeah, fair enough. Because like, you know, if there's a way to like fuzzy by basically going from low to high, if the low would hit first and then it doesn't hit you, you switch your block, in case anyone's wondering. And you know, using that kind of like autopilot sequence to not get mixed, but minimize the amount of times it'll crack you open. Low and high are 14 frames start, but whiffs the first shot, so it's technically 2 frames slower if you start crouching. So you can fuzzy it if you're kind of nice. Okay. Yeah.
She's gonna have some sort of control on the screen, you know? Like, once you just the big moves and the big shotguns, it seems like it's a big hitbox. Seems scary. It seems scary to me. Yeah. Especially with the mix-up and the pineapples and the RCs, it's gonna be an interesting character, you know.
The shot tracking afterwards is pretty sick. That seems really good. I wonder like if the extent of that is like if she shoots it point blank on your wake up, so it goes as far away as possible. It's gonna take as long as possible to come back to you. Does that allow her to then, you know, like remix you in some way? Like, can she, while you're waking up, do a meaty shot that is actually like not intended to make you block, but actually go past you, and then recover in time so that while the thing is coming back, she can be like, oh, throw mix, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Also, no command grab.
Oh, she had one of those?
Yes, which allowed for follow-ups.
Yeah, okay, that's crazy.
So again, not the same character. a command grab that could not be beaten with a regular throw. You know.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
now that's the super. So
yes, yeah. Basically, the super combines her command grab and her pineapple delayed explosion into one move, essentially. Definitely feels like the similar thing to Sin, where it's like, here's the character you recognize, and here's a remix of all of the things, and here's a switch up of the tools, and you know. But like, in her case, it's like, yeah, it's turning her best shit into metered options as well, and then like no shotgun stance, and instead we just get like a Rekka mix stance, because shotgun stance as well was like. Pressure,
bang,
plus.
Bang, bang. Non-stop.
Dumb shit. Interesting. Okay.